Hello, my third grade students. This week we are going to finish our cupcake. So you need to go back to school and pick up your bottom of your cupcake that is now fired, so it's now ceramic. And the reason why we wanted to do this separately is to make sure that this part right here is nice and hard so that when you're doing the top, it can actually fit. So the piece of clay that you picked up at the same time, leave a little bit of it on the side to do decorations, okay? And then with the rest, you're gonna roll it into a ball, and we're going to make a pinch pot. So you can roll it on the table, you can roll it in between your hands, whatever you think you prefer is fine. Now, sometimes it's not like a perfect ball, and that's okay if it's not perfect, as long as it's kind of like a sphere, okay? You're going to put your ball in your palm of your hand. You're going to use your thumb, and you're going to push as hard as you can. Now, with your fingers, you're going to pinch it, okay? Well, that's why it's called a pinch pot. So I'm going to pinch like this. I'm going to go all the way around. You see how thin this is where I pinch, and here it's really thick. So I just got to make sure I go all the way around, pinching like this. Okay, once I'm done, look, it's not a perfect really pot. So keep on going, but don't make it too thin. If you make it too thin, then it won't work, okay? It's going to be really easy to crack and break. Okay, once I have my cupcake top pretty much done, gotta make sure that it fits onto my mold, okay? So you want it to be a little bit bigger than your bottom of your cup, and you want to kind of just like push it on a little bit so it takes all the good shape like that. Okay, now I have the top of my cup cake, and I need to add some little details. So you could use something like a pencil or a popsicle stick, and if you would like to attach anything, make sure you have a cup of water and a paper clip to scratch. So the best thing is to always put a little cherry right there on top. And the reason why we do a cherry is to help us open our little cup, okay? Because our cup is going to become like a little vessel to put something in it. So I'm going to roll a tiny bit so I can have a cherry right here on top. I have to scratch and attach. So score, I have to scratch. I'm scoring. That's the real word. So scratch, 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 scratch. And then with one finger, only one finger, dip your finger in the water and just dab it on, okay? Don't rub it on. You want to just dab it on. If the texture from your clay goes away, then it's not going to work. And then when you put it on, you push nice and firm, but not so hard that you're flattening your top of your cupcake, okay? So now if you want to look, I could even say, look, I could lift it up, whoop, up. Then I didn't do good enough. Let's put it back on. And then there we go. Okay, now it's on. Perfect. Now I'm going to decorate my cupcake. Of course, you can leave it like this if you want, but you could also make some lines or show like some frosting and go on, do a little curve if you'd like. You can decide to, let's see, I'm gonna make a coil to show you different ideas, okay? You don't have to do everything I'm doing. This is just different ideas you can do for yours. So you can decide to create it like this, where it looks like there's icing all the way around, okay? And keep on going and do decorations like that. You can decide that your icing is going into a spiral, and it goes like this, all the way around, okay? You can also decide that, oh, you would like instead to have sprinkles on it. If you want sprinkles, then that little coil you made, make it a little bit thinner. And now this is not going to be easy to put on, because don't forget, everything you want to attach, you have to scratch first, okay? So see how thin I made my coil? Now I'm going to take my little paper clip and I can just cut them. But you'll have to scratch really fine scratches, really fine scratches, a tiny bit of water, not too much, and then put it on and just push on a little bit, not too much. And then you can keep on going like this for your little sprinkles if you'd like. So you would have to scratch, 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 add a little bit of water, not too much, and put it on. There we go. Okay, so like I said, for the top, it is really up to you the way you would like to make it look, as long as it fits onto your cupcake. Okay, you could either let it dry before you bring it to school, or you could bring it to school together, even with your bottom cup. It's okay. I'll put it back in the kiln like this, and then that way, when I give it back to you next week, then we're gonna glaze. That means we're gonna add the color on, okay? Now, if you'd rather keep the bottom at home, that's fine. Just bring this part to school, make sure it doesn't move too much so that it still fits onto your cup afterwards. Okay, I hope you guys had a great day with this and you have fun making really fun top of your cupcake. See you next week.